Do what's best for your mental health. Do not make the mistake of neglecting it. This is something a lot of people do. They'll chase money over their mental health, or career success, or even relationships. But if things are drastically affecting your mental health for the worse, then you need to start thinking about making life decisions that put you back on track. If you ask me, mental health is one of the most important things out there because it greatly determines your quality of life. And if you allow your mental health to decline too much while pursuing things that ultimately aren't all that important in the long run, you could seriously hurt your enjoyment of being a human being on planet Earth. For instance, staying in a bad relationship just because you're afraid of being single is going to take a huge toll on your mental health. Or pursuing money, which is one of the more common ones, over your mental health. Well, so what? What happens if you do end up acquiring a ton of wealth, but now you're incredibly unhappy, maybe even suicidal? Was it worth it? Probably not. And this is why I say you should really value your mental health. Be willing to make huge life decisions and alter your course to get where you want to be, to get somewhere that makes you feel better. And I wouldn't say you should ever really make happiness be your main goal in life, because there are times where pursuing happiness can actually steer you off course and make you do things that aren't all that healthy in the long run. For instance, some people party because it makes them happy, but if you're 30 years old and you're still partying, then you're definitely not on the right course in life, because by then you should start thinking about making decisions to lead to home ownership and a long-term relationship and that sort of thing. So happiness may not be the best goal to pursue, but you should definitely pursue having good mental health as much as possible. And that doesn't even mean being happy per se, it just means being content, enjoying your life for the most part. Maybe not all the time, but for the most part you like it. And you say that maybe your job isn't the best thing out there, but it at least doesn't make you become super negative in the place you live. It works well, that sort of thing. Your life doesn't need to be perfect. That is not at all what I'm arguing for. It just needs to be in such a way that you're content or better than that. But in general, just avoid situations or things that make your mental health go into the negative direction, because it's just so difficult to come back from that. Now, I'm talking about this topic because if you've been following me for a while, then you know that recently I haven't been in the best place mentally, and my mental health has been going down. Well, today I made a decision that helps me out tremendously in this regard, but is scary as fuck, and I don't know exactly how it'll turn out, but I trust things will work out well. But I had to make this decision for my mental health. So what am I talking about? Well, you know that my job has been the main thing in my life that has been making my mental health decline rather rapidly, and it's just been getting worse over time. And while I haven't found an alternative yet, I decided today to quit my job. I put in my 2 weeks notice, even though I don't have a backup. Yes, I know if you're watching this and you're the responsible person, you're probably thinking I'm an utter idiot for this decision. But I don't care. I was in such a bad place that I was starting to think of doing drastic things like moving out of country or moving to a completely different state, which I will do that eventually. I'm not really in a place to do it right now. I wasn't suicidal, thankfully, but I was just not in a good place mentally. And I knew that the one thing that would help me out tremendously is just leaving this job, leaving this work condition that I'm in. And finally, I just realized, I looked at my finances, did the math on how long I'd be able to go without a job and be able to pay rent and whatnot. And sure, if things get too long, I'll have to pull out of my investments, but I have that option. So after doing the math and realizing I could probably go a decent amount of time without a job and still be able to live my current lifestyle, I decided to pull the plug and just put in my 2 weeks notice without any backup. So yes, I am a bit crazy, but hey, I did it for my mental health, because staying in that position any longer would just not have been good. It really was affecting me mentally. So this is what I'm talking about. When things are getting really bad and you're starting to become negative day after day, and you may even find yourself falling into depression or something similar to it, that's when you need to start making big life changes, even if they scare you. Because let me tell you, before I sent the email out that I was putting in my 2 weeks notice, I was scared as hell. I even acknowledged it in the moment. I was like, oh my God, this is super scary. I don't know if this is going to work out. But at the same time, I realized I trust in the universe to help me out, and I trust in my own capabilities to find something. And even if it takes some time, I'm going to do this. And I do have some major backup plans that I could always execute, like moving back in with my parents, which that's, drastic. Hopefully it wouldn't come to that, but that's still an option, and I'm grateful that I have that option if need be. But basically, when things get really bad for you, analyze what you can do, and don't be afraid to make a drastic life change. Even if it means moving out of state, moving out of country, quitting your job without a backup, just do what you need to do to make your mental health better. Exit a relationship with an abusive person without telling them. Heck, just ghost the crap out of someone who's abusive. You don't need to give them any reason. Things like that. Just don't be afraid to do what is best for your mental health. Guys, life is way too short to let things steer you off course for that long, to let things make you become a negative Nancy. I was becoming that. I did not like it. I noticed it happening, and I was like, I hate this. This isn't cool. Because I'm normally not serious. I'm normally joking around most of the time, and I wasn't doing that anymore because I was so stressed out and anxious from my work situation and hated it so much. It was spilling over into my personal life. And once that happens, I have to get out of that situation because it's only going to derail me further. And I've just found that my life is often best when I make those risky decisions, even if they scare the crap out of me. There's just something about when you do things that are best for you. It's almost like the universe just is watching you and is like, okay, I need to help them out now. They need my help. They're finally doing what's good for them, so let me push them back onto the right life path. That's just been my experience. When you make these drastic life changes, somehow things seem to just work out in the end. So I don't know what that is. I mean, some people would equate that to whatever religion they believe in, whatever deity they believe in. I just call it trusting in the universe and trusting that things will somehow work out, because they often do. But anyway, I just wanted to make this video to, I guess, give you another life update and let you all know that, yes, I am rather crazy when it comes to this stuff. I'm not afraid of taking big risks because I just trust in my own ability, and I trust in the universe, and I really value my mental health. And I know that life is way too short for me to stay in situations that really affect me that negatively for too long. Because if I were to die tomorrow and that were to happen with me not doing this decision, I would be dying unhappy. But now that I've made this decision, if I were to get hit by a car tomorrow, then somehow I would still go knowing that, hey, I had the balls to make that decision and start putting my life back on track in the direction I wanted to go in. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, please like, comment, and share. Subscribe to me or follow me if you aren't already, and let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if you've ever made a drastic life change like this. This isn't really a life change for me, but maybe you've done one, so let me know. Or if you've ever made a drastic decision like this, just let me know. And value your mental health, guys. It's important. But anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.